you serious? Are you serious? Another atmospheric river? Yep. Raining again, my friends. Another day. Another day. It's going to rain for today and tomorrow. And then, be gone, and then again next week will happen again. So it's windy, raining again. This isn't going to be a real long video, just when I get to work, and then I'll be done and whatever. Some of the things I'm going to bring up, like the Stone Steps video is found on YouTube. It's somebody else who somehow or another screencast it from Patreon. And I don't know who the guy is, because I went to find it, and the only way I could find that video was to text it. I texted it to a friend, so I had to look for it again. And then I found it. And so it's on there. And the interpretation, again, is very, very weird. It's like speaking in riddles and all that stuff. But they do ask, does the guy look like this guy? Is it this? Is it this? And he kind of does mention that. And then he talks about this dust cloud coming out of the west, but, you know, like here on the west coast of America. And so it could be one of two things. It could be a volcano, of which down south, I forgot the name of it, the place again, but down south there's an active volcano down there, and they've been saying that it's got signs of movement. Or maybe something to do with old Vladimir. No one knows for sure. We don't know. But again, if you look at the DEFCON levels and all the stuff that's going on, it doesn't really make any sense, because if all that was going on, and then North Korea fired missiles at one of our carriers, and you know what? The DEFCON level stays 3. Totally crazy. So it's like I told you guys, see, they're never going to tell you anything. You're never going to know anything. And then by the time it happens, it'll be too late. Now, interestingly enough, a guy that I follow on YouTube, and it's not that his channel's really bad, because it's a cool channel. It's just that there's too much music on it and not enough story. But there is a video of these meteors blowing up over, here, China. And my friend and I searched. We couldn't find anything. Finally, near the end of that night, I did find a thing in Spanish talking about a meteor that blew up over China. So more than likely, that was probably that asteroid that was supposed to come in and all that happened. It was probably what it was, because they didn't want us to know it. So unless you just deep searched, you weren't going to know. So I did find it, though, finally. Well, anyway, on his channel, he had the video of that exploding over China. And so I commented and I said, well, I did find it on a Spanish news. See, they don't want to tell us. So if it doesn't happen on our end of the world, we don't know. Which is what my friend from around the world said. Until something happens on our doorstep and we don't know what it is, we're not going to know what it is. And they're not going to tell us what it is. It's just going to have to happen. All you got to do is go in your browser, put the word DEFCON in, and you don't go to there's like a top link. You click that one, and it'll show you right then and then the color and what it is. And it's been saying 3 ever since the beginning of that war. So I'm going to call out bull crap on this, because researched a little bit of this. So the whole amount of death toll U.S.-wise in Vietnam, a war we did not win, over all those years was 58,000. You're going to tell me that this country, in less than a year, lost 666,000 troops? Bull crap. Go on here, WION News, you're going to see a different story. See what I'm saying? So, the news here is just showing you what they want you to see, and that's how it is, okay? So, you'll never get the truth out of anything. So then this morning, because with COPD, I don't sleep very long. I usually wake up at 3 in the morning or 4, something like that. I usually sleep with headphones and listen to something that I want to. Well, you know how sometimes YouTube will kick into a different video? Well, it kicked into a live video from a Congress or something like that. And these guys were going on and on and on about some Twitter banning. And even the people that were there said the same thing. That how ridiculous this was because they were banned from Twitter and and that they were spending 6 hours trying, whatever, talking about this stupid thing. Because a certain group, because it's back and forth, this time conservatives decided to block some people from Twitter as a slap because Orange Man Bad got taken off of there. So they were sitting there going, that's ridiculous. You kicked me off for this. We spent half of a day talking about Twitter. See what I'm saying? So it's kind of dumb. That stuff, that's stupid. But in that video, I'll go back to that. There is some stuff in there, and I won't say it. But I'll mention, and I know a lot of people laugh at this, but a lot of Simpsons things seem to happen. But people forget that the guy that draws their stuff is a Mason. He's a Freemason. Okay? Well, it's kind of interesting. And in that, one of his cartoons, there is a guy that we know that's laying in a casket. Even funny old Alex Jones said the same thing. That's why this person should probably just call it quits, don't run again, and let it go. But that's another part of my From Around the World stream. So I would just be careful in the things I do and say. Also, that's going to happen to me too. I don't really say a lot of what I feel anymore on the internet. Why? Because everything you do, especially FB Messenger, and everything you talk about is on there for others to see. And I sent my friend a picture of something that he never received. Meaning that he was being banned from it. So, that's interesting. So you just got to be careful what you do, what you say, and what you're doing. Because you never know what's going to happen. I used to kind of post GIFs for my comments, but those are seen too. So, and anything, even videos that I might do that I don't put up here, they're on my phone. I'm sure even when I delete them, they're still there. In the cloud to be seen. So you're never free. That's never going to happen. But anyway, I found the Stone Steps video, but I would not recommend that anybody really do that, because it kind of is a copyright infringement, and whether or not it's pay and you don't want to pay, unless he said, okay, you can mirror my stuff, it's kind of illegal, so I wouldn't do it, okay? That's just something I would stay out of. I wouldn't copy some guys, because I got in trouble. a little while ago for barely saying, "Are you serious?" Because it's not my coin phrase, okay? It's Paul's. And I'm sure somebody from there, and I wasn't mimicking him to be, off the wall. I just did it because I like the channel. And I got a strike. Once again, I got a strike about 2 weeks ago over a video that was 2 years old. That did not come from YouTube. That came from somebody from some other site, because there's a person that I used to be a member of a site, and I'm sure they watched this. And because I've dared say things against their site, they do that. I'll say it again. You prove to me that rounded cloud edges are planets. When you've done that, I'll believe what you're telling me. There's no proof that a rounded cloud edge is a planet. If those planets were that close, this place here would be rocking and rolling, and there would be no end in sight. Okay? Just understand that. There would be no end in sight. It wouldn't be, you could see it and nothing's happening here. No earthquakes. Well, there are, but it would be worse than that. It would be every single day. So don't sit there and tell me that cloud you see with a rounded edge happens to be a planet, because it isn't. Okay? So, the video is out there. You can just put Mike from Around the World Stone Steps. I'd put it in the browser because the video does come up. Because I went and looked for it on YouTube itself and couldn't find it. So, again, that's just one of those things that, I don't know if I would do it because they didn't probably want you to do it. And you mirrored their channel without asking. So I'm thinking that's something I probably wouldn't do. But it's there. And it is kind of funny, because I will give you this part before I get to work. I'm almost there. Part of the dream that I interpret is the light. Every time he was at the church, it was light. And every time he wasn't at the church, it was dark. So yes, the light and the dark. That's part of it. And he said there will be a time where people will pretty much go against the church, and it's already happening. But it's like I said, I don't go to church, and it's not that I don't believe the whole book, but I interpret a lot of it differently than some. Revelations is my favorite book, and we're living in it right now. So, there it is. And I gotta tell you that I don't believe, and even Mike from Around the World said the same thing, I don't believe, even if it does have the capabilities to do this, I don't believe that Harper's doing all this shit. I really don't. A little bit? Maybe. A lot of it? I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm pulling into work. And I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Just keep yourself stocked. Bye-bye.